Greetings, Enlightened Ones, and thank you for joining your generic store brand Reverend today. In today's video, I'm going to be going a little bit over some voice acting. I know I've told you guys in previous videos that I was going to try my best to get into voice acting and acting as a whole. I believe, in my opinion, is what I was, put on this earth to do. It's actually one little side hobbies that I've actually always wanted to create as a full-time career in terms of voice acting, acting in general. I think I'm more specifically leaning towards the voice acting aspect of it just because I really don't care for Hollywood much and I don't really want to be viewed in the public eye much. That's a video for its own topic, really. I don't really care for fame too much. I really don't care for having to manipulate my ideologies to fit the Hollywood narratives and things like that. So that's why I think voice acting, in my opinion, is the perfect thing that I've always wanted to kind of dip my toes into. Now, acting in general is just like comedy. It's very subjective in terms of what I think is good voice acting may not be good voice acting to you. At least maybe my impersonations may not be as good and fluid as, somebody else that can be creating the same exact voice, right? But these are my best impersonations, and hopefully you guys enjoy them. Generally, when I do a lot of these impressions or a lot of these characters, I usually do get pretty good feedback from my coworkers and friends. So let me know what you guys think of some of these voices that I'm able to do, if they were impressive or if you think I need a little bit of work. I don't mind critique at all. I just wanted to change it up a little bit and kind of drift away from the goth stuff and actually just kind of put a little bit of myself out there for once. And like I said, voice acting is definitely something I want to dip my toes into. So this video is kind of even more of a little portfolio, I guess, if you will. And if I leave any voices out in this video, I'm probably going to make like a part 2 video, so hopefully I get the best ones to really wow people with these. But if I leave any of the voices out or any impersonations, I'll make another part 2 and just kind of get another collaboration of characters that I'm able to do. And then, maybe we can make this like a little tiny part series or something like that. But yeah, I really do want to make this as more of like a little portfolio too. So if there is any, I guess, contractors or managers out there, you're looking for a voice actor, I really would not mind to even do some freelance work on the side and actually get into some voice acting. So without further ado, guys, these are going to be my best impersonations of some of the characters that I can do from video games to movies, that kind of thing. Mainly video games and TV series, really.
Good soldiers follow orders. Why do you persist on provoking me? They must be traitors to the Republic, and all of them shall die. We are soldiers. We do what needs to be done.
Hey look, Crosshair, this little cranker likes you. If there's one thing I like, it's blowing things up.
According to my scanner, it shows that we have 64 gigabytes of DDR5 Crosshair RAM, which inevitably means, well, nothing.
I was recruited by a man named Tyrannus on the moon of Bugden. I'm just a simple man trying to make his way through the galaxy. There's always room for one more in the cargo hold. Dead or alive, you're coming with me, Solo.
Hello there. So uncivilized.
Welcome, stranger. What can I interest you in? Oh, stranger, I'd like to buy that at a high price. That cash in your pocket or your life. Easy choice, mate. Whoa, stranger, now that's a weapon. Pleasure doing business, stranger. Come back any time.
Let this be known, Beavis. This is going to be the first time that Butthead will ever score.
I don't know, Bud. That kind of looks a little bit like your mom. Are you sure about this? I am the great Cornholio. I need more tippy for me bunghole. Are you threatening me? I would like to put my pee-pee in your bunghole.
Morty, what are you doing? This is the perfect opportunity of your life to come with your grandpa and change the course of history by going into the multiverses.
Jeez, Rick, I don't know. All I've been wanting to do is just nut inside of Jessica, and all you want to do is just constantly change the course of history by going into multiverses and blah blah this, blah blah that. Well, what does Morty want at the end of the day?
Do you want to know what it's like to taste the delicacies of a jawbreaker? The absolute sweet succulentness of the jawbreaker itself. For only 25 cents, you too can taste the delicacies for yourself.
A woman has to suffer a great deal of many things, I know, darling. But endure for my sake, for our children's sake.
I promise, darling, it won't take very long. Not long at all, no. We will have to cut a bit of the flesh here and here. Take away everything vulgar over here. A nice soft spot for my seed to grow our family.
Yeah, my name is Jimmy, and I like to sing magical songs. Like to sing magical songs. I like to sing magical songs. Wow, what a terrific audience.
Anyways, those are some of the impressions that I can do on some of the voices. There are many more that I can do that I just can't think of off the top of my head. Consider this part one as more of like a teaser, if you will, of some of the voice acting that I can do. Every day I'm always trying to refine my craft. I'll literally be in the shower and just trying to mimic either video game characters or characters on TV or even, you know, movies, and I'm always constantly having to refine it. And the more that I copy those voices, the more I start getting better at it. Like Tamora Morrison, when I was first doing Tamora Morrison's voice, it was really rough and I couldn't quite figure out how to get my vocals to shift down into almost my sternum. Or not my sternum, but whatever this part, the clavicle area right here. With Tamora Morrison, you really have to put your vocals way down into your throat down here and then have that New Zealand type of accent that Morrison has. And eventually you just kind of, I don't know, you grasp it, and then you finally
realize that it's not so hard to sound exactly like Tamora Morrison.
I've always just been really good with that kind of British accents too. I feel like where I shine the most with voice acting is copying a lot of British type of, or even Australian, or I guess New Zealand. They all have that same kind of, you know, kind of accent. They always overemphasize words, and I'm always really good at that. So like, you know, so there I was on the lake, and I absolutely saw this amazing dove that was just out there in the background, and it flew so magnificently. I just had to take a picture of it. You know, British accents are something that I'm not perfect with. I've constantly talked in British accents, so I've gotten pretty damn good at trying to sound as close to British as possible. Obviously, some of you guys that are British are probably going to look at me and my American accent and go, God damn, that was fucking awful. But at least to me, it sounded okay. But, you know, sometimes if you want to get a water bottle, you just have to get a little thing right here, and then you just pop the tab, and then you just have a quick sip. You know, like I said, my British accents I think are okay, but a lot of my accents I'm also trying to refine to the best of my ability too.
Welcome to Outback Steakhouse. Would you like a roo burger? You want that thing to fucking still be kicking, huh?
It's top in the morning to you, laddie.
My Irish is actually really bad. I can't really do an Irish accent all that well. But I'm still working on it. But yeah, as far as accents go, I mean, I could do mainly British type of accenting. So yeah, I mean, that's just a couple things I'm able to do. I want feedback. Honestly, this is my first time actually doing voice acting or even trying to present a little bit of voice acting. Well, no, I'd be lying because my Eddie Gluskin voice actually did that as more of a little teaser to voice acting in my Outlast trials video. But yeah, I'm really curious what you guys think of some of my voice acting, my impressions. Like, literally, I do like feedback, and I want to know what you guys think about some of this stuff. And hey, if you guys got any voices in mind that you guys want me to impersonate for my next video, I'm all for it, man. Put it in the comment section below. I'm going to see if I can do my best with those impersonations. If I really honestly can't do them, then they probably won't show up because I failed to try to be able to mimic that voice. I just haven't had the practice with it. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for mainly the video. I do have other things lined up too. I've been trying to get motivated and try to do a video for this week. So here I am. I told you guys I was going to do some voice acting, and here it is. A little bit of update on the Mustang too. I'm trying to get this thing ready. It's a slow process. Amazon. A lot of my packages have not been coming so swiftly, so I just literally got my gear oil today for the Mustang. I could have always just gotten that at an auto parts store, but I was trying to make everything just, you know, convenient for me and just buy the bushing for the rear differential, buy the differential fluid, and just have it all come in pretty much at the same time. But I ordered this shit over 2 weeks ago, and now I barely now just got the differential fluid in, so I don't know why that's taking so long. All the AC stuff is completely redone on the car now. Like, I literally changed out the compressor, the condenser, all the O-rings inside the AC lines. The thing blows amazing. It is completely ready for summertime, so I'm very thankful that I have nice cold working AC. It had a lot of blockages, a shit ton of blockages. When I first got the AC, well, when I would use the AC, it just didn't feel very efficient. It just felt like it was slightly cool, but you know, the moment that the car would just kind of sit at an idle, it felt like it was like 80 degrees, 70 degrees in there. I'd say more like 70. So on these Mustangs, they have orifice tubes, and these orifice tubes can kind of get blocked up, especially since the car has HVAC parts from 2005. I mean, that's 20 years old, literally. So my orifice tube, I took it out, and it was completely blocked up with a bunch of metal gunk and just trash from the old compressor. Not only that, but the condenser. The condenser literally was just really fucked up. It was old. It had a bunch of dings in it and stuff. And I think one of the passages probably got blocked from all the rocks and crap debris that had been hitting it over the years. So we had discovered that after we had replaced the condenser, that's when we noticed the biggest change. The moment I literally replaced the condenser, it was like night and day difference. The compressor stopped kicking on and off constantly. The fan stopped kicking on only when it needed to, when it was starting to get warm. And now the compressor completely stays on now after I completely replaced the condenser, so it blows nice and cold in there. And that's literally what I've been wanting for so long. And honestly, this is what I love about Mustangs, is that parts are super cheap on them. I think I paid only like a little over $300 to have condenser, a bunch of AC cleaning stuff, AC oil, the PAG 46. It's just a whole kit. It literally comes with the orifice tube. Okay, if I don't already mention, so the compressor, the condenser, oil, cleaning agent, orifice tube. It comes with all that stuff, and O-rings as well. So if you guys need to replace the O-rings, like I got all this whole kit for like $300, and it's a relatively in-house okay brand compressor too. I hope it'll last me at least a good 5 years. But yeah, $300, you can't really knock it compared to other auto manufacturers that overprice the crap out of a lot of this AC stuff. I mean, I know how to work on my own car, so luckily it's only $300 for just parts alone, and that's it, and I can replace it myself. Obviously, you're looking at almost $1,000 to have somebody replace all this stuff for you, right? But honestly, if you guys are mechanically inclined, cars aren't really that hard to work on. I work in an auto shop. I'm still learning every day how to work on a lot of this Euro crap, like I've mentioned in previous videos. You know, I try to show people how to do things on my Mustang too. Like I'll put little videos on my YouTube too, and how to do things on a Mustang is not going to be anything different from how to do things on another car too. So things that I like to give back to the community is literally showing you guys how to work on your own car. So because I'm a car guy, a goth car guy, I guess, if you want to call me that. So I like to, help other people and trying to save money and, work on their own shit rather than actually paying a bunch of money to someone like me to fix your car, right? I'm all for that because I was just like you. I had a 98 Mustang before I had this one, and I had to learn how to work on my own car because I didn't have the money to pay other people to fix it. And the other thing is, too, I like the work that I know is being done to my vehicle. You can't always trust other technicians to do the work, and it's honest work, right? You can't even trust me. I'm going to be honest, though. I'm going to do honest work, but how can you trust me into trusting the work that I do is going to be quality work, right? And that's just me being, real, right? So that's why, I can only be mad at myself if I fuck up something on my own car. But I digress, guys. I think that's going to do it for the video. That's just a little bit of an update on the Mustang. Again, let me know what you guys think about the voice acting. You guys have a fantastic day, and your Reverend is out. Peace out.